Estimated 7 to 8 million. It's growing rapidly. 20,000 new converts each year, 4 times as many women as men.
The best speech is in the book of Allah. And that's the book that guided me to Islam. In Islam, we have both proof and faith. And the more we have of one, the more we get of the other. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
The scientific details recorded in the Quran, and for me, that's what clinched the whole thing for me. That's what strengthened my faith that this was the right.
എല്ലാം അറിയാൻ കഴിയുന്ന എല്ലാറ്റിനും കഴിവുള്ള ദൈവമാണ് ജഡ്ജ്. അവന്റെ നിയമം ആണ് ഖുർആൻ. അതാണ് ലാസ്റ്റ് വേർഷൻ. ഇസ്ലാമിൽ ഇപ്പൊ സൂറത്ത് ഫുർഖാനിൽ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. എന്ത് ഖുർആൻ തന്നെയാണ് ഫുർഖാൻ. ഇതാണ് നിങ്ങൾക്കുള്ള ക്രൈറ്റീരിയൻ. ഇത് വെച്ചിട്ട് you can distinguish between right and wrong. So whoever wants to adhere to the right path, he has the freedom to do it.
His friends still call him TJ, but when he goes to his mosque, this former U.S. soldier becomes Mustafa. That's the name that was given to him by the detainees he oversaw at Guantanamo.
I was drinking, I was doing all of the things like typically an American would do. My work was in nightclubs, photographing. There was a lot of things that I was going through that were just not with God, and I needed something to change.
It's very different from the Western styles. The Lord has really had to minister to my heart in teaching me, redefining beauty and what is beauty in this context and in this culture.
The imam who married Allison says he's seen more American converts recently, in part because of the prominence of Islam in the news.
It may sound paradoxical, but what happens is that when something becomes more in the news, people tend to want to know about it.
And I thank Allah. I thank Allah that He guided me to Islam and guided my family to Islam. And I thank Allah that He let me be a part of this and to be your brother.
In the Quran it says that women were created independently of Adam, that Eve was an independent creation of God's. And so for a lot of white American women, that really appeals to their sensibilities of equality, and it's very liberating for them.
Yeah, so I started reading the Quran. It was an academic exercise more than anything else, because as a journalist covering the Middle East and Asia, it was shocking that I knew so little about a faith which was clearly, a way of life for these people. And that academic exercise gradually turned into a spiritual journey, and nearly 2-3 years later I converted to Islam.
But more and more scientists, as I speak with them and talk with them as I'm traveling, I see more and more of them come to Islam. This year alone I've seen an amazing number of people from the medical field, other areas of science, when they said, "Are you sure?" And I show them, look what it says, give them the DVD or let them see the website. They said, "This is too amazing."
From Mecca, the holy city of Islam, I wrote to friends in America. Never have I witnessed such sincere hospitality and true brotherhood as is practiced here in this ancient holy land, the home of Abraham, Muhammad, and all the other prophets of the Holy Scriptures. For during the past 11 days, I have eaten from the same plate, drunk from the same glass, slept on the same rug, and prayed to the same God, with fellow Muslims whose eyes were the bluest of blue, whose hair was the blondest of blonde, and whose skin was the whitest of white. We are truly the same because their belief in one God has removed the white from their minds, the white from their behavior, and the white from their attitudes.
After his pilgrimage, Malcolm spent 3 weeks in Africa. On May 21st, 2 days after his 39th birthday, he returned to New York.
Islam had done that for them. Perhaps if the white man in America would study Islam, perhaps it could do the same thing for him.
Dr. O'Leary is a professor of neuroscience at St. Edward's University in Austin.
Jesus said, "I am indeed a servant of Allah. He has given me revelation and made me a prophet."